Three,
Two,
two,
one.
one. Business news, kadak like chai.
With every sip, there's a new untold story.
You're watching Corporate Chai, and I'm Sanvi.
I'm Anya.
And today we're gonna okay. So first off, guys, let's clear it up. We're still in the same background as last week. Actually, last to last. It's been so long since we recorded.
Guys, the main reason was because Sanvi was very busy. I was available the entire time.
Shut up, okay.
But just because she was busy, we couldn't record, guys.
Hey, that day on Saturday, she texted me saying,
Oh, yeah. No, let me tell it. I deserve to tell the story more. Okay. I was extremely sleep deprived. Like, I had survived on like 6 hours of sleep in like 48 hours. Okay. And I was not able to get up. I was very tired. I was sleeping. And it was a Saturday. We usually record on Saturdays. And in the morning, my mom comes to wake me up and she sees my sleep drained eyes. And they're like,
yeah, her eyes actually are like this. No, they're actually like upturned like that.
thank you.
Okay.
So,
Uh,
she came to wake me up, and I was like, "Ma, I have to go. Ma, I have to record with Sanvi." And then she's like, "Honey, you can take rest. It's fine." And then she's like, "Okay, but then it's up to you." And then I wake up, and then my head started spinning, and I text Sanvi. I'm like, "Sanvi, I can't come." And then I send like 3-4 messages, and then she wakes up at freaking 10 o'clock, and then she replies, "Oh, even I didn't come to college today." Imagine if I showed up to college so tired only for her not to be there.
Because I know Hanya wouldn't come. That's why I
Shut
didn't
up.
come.
I come every Saturday.
Just to record it, just for you guys. Yeah. But it feels kind of awkward. I don't know after. Oh, yo. I clearly
Okay, please
Hanya
start
hasn't
the
got
intro.
enough.
We do
Yeah.
not have that much time.
Okay. So what we're gonna talk about today is have you seen these gremlin-looking toys everywhere? Exactly. We're talking about the ugly cute aesthetic of the Labubu. So the company that started the Labubu is PopMart. Okay, they're a Chinese company, and their whole main product, like their flagship product, is a Labubu. And what a Labubu is, it's a designer toy with a global aesthetic. Okay, and basically what I would say
It has
is
no aesthetic, guys. I just wanted to add it.
she hates the Labubu like every single time we see it around. When we went to Commercial Street, also we saw one, and it was like she hated on it so much, bro.
I very
She
much
just.
remember the incident.
I remember you saying, "Cheese, Ali, this is so bad."
The only thing I remember in Commercial Street is our.
So then, basically, what they are is, so what a blind box basically is, Hanya. It's like you don't know what's inside the box. Okay, you can see only the outside, and then it'll be like mystery figure inside, open to find out. So this creates this air of animosity, or this ominous feel to it. Right, and then after that, what happens is once you open it, that's when you find out what it is. So Labubu, like their whole thing was based off of that, and plus their prices since the beginning, the Labubus were like a very like high end, target market, and people who were seen who were spotted using a Labubu were like Rihanna. I was going to say Rihanna from Blackpink, bro, because I did Lisa from. Yeah, so Rihanna, then Lisa from Blackpink, Dua Lipa, and all of them, they were flexing this. Okay, it was like it became like a cult. It became the how do I say, like a token of showing people that you are part of this cult. Like you were the people who got it, but they were the people who did not get it, bro. And then, I'll tell you guys something. So the rare Labubus, the limited edition ones, resell, and the resale value, usually, so resale values of things are less than the price of what they actually are, right? And the resale value of Labubus are 1 crore. 1 crore.
7 crore.
Yeah, I feel like a Labubu would be 7 crore, bro, and people would actually pay for it. Anyways, so then, yeah, the resale value of the Labubu was 1 crore.
What?
Yeah,
One single Labubu.
yeah. And I remember there was a set of 8 Labubus, which was 16,000, and one girl from our grade had gotten from US. She paid for import stuff, and she paid for the.
Oh, from that, I remember this other, it's related to the topic. Do not worry, Sandy.
Okay.
So, I'd gone out for dinner with like my neighbors, and then she was sitting with me, and then, so she kept calling me, what is that called?
How would I know?
Limited edition 24 carat Labubu. She kept doing that.
Bro, I'm concerned for you, bro.
No, like this.
Okay, okay.
Not like that.
Yeah, bro, that would be very weird. Huh?
But coming to the main point,
Ah.
so over there we were sitting for dinner, and there was my friend sitting across the table, and she was like, you know that if you get right. So apparently they imported Labubu for like 1,500 rupees, and they sold it here for 15,000.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like 900% profit.
Exactly. And like people are buying it also. That's the craziest part. That's what I find so stupid
Yeah.
about this. Because it's only a toy and okay, if it looks nice, maybe it's a limited edition Barbie.
It
that looks
doesn't look
crazy.
nice. Oh,
Exactly.
oh, oh.
If it was a limited edition Barbie, it would be like it would be reasonable, right? But it's not. It's like a very ugly toy. That's like
I feel like you could like just get a toy made looking exactly like you.
yeah, bro, that would still cost lesser. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, getting back to the topic. Okay. So basically, what type of what they ran on, their blood, their core, everything was based on FOMO marketing. So what FOMO marketing basically is so FOMO is the fear of missing out, right? This is a very psychological way of marketing where you create this sort of exclusivity between your consumers, and then what you do is you kind of make it like it's so exclusive, and you keep making. People feel left out. That's when people would want to like not feel left out, right? And that's when they're gonna buy your products. So their whole thing worked on this principle, which was FOMO marketing. Okay, and then 43% of their long-time fans. So then people who knew the Labubu before it got famous and stuff. So 43% of them, so out of everyone, 43% of them say that they just don't like Labubus because of the repeated designs. They don't like it because of it's just very stale, the design. If you look at all the Labubus, the only thing different between each of them is what they're wearing, right? If you like basically see, but all of them have the same principle to it. But for example, take another like really celebrated child's toy like a Barbie doll. Okay, so if you take a Barbie doll, if you see there's so many variations to it, there's so many, and now that people equality and all, there's so many like colors also to the Barbie.
So what I understand is that one thing is like general logic in people that should exist. So illogical people would want to spend so much money on like a Labubu, right? So I think if consumer awareness played more role in like the marketing of the Labubu itself, not many people would actually purchase it. And secondly, like she mentioned about the Barbie, the Mattel products that are being sold till date are going on from generations to generations. Like my mom, even she had a Barbie, or maybe the early stages of a Barbie, or her younger siblings had it, and then it came to us and all of that. So that kind of marketing is the one that sustains. I don't think Labubu has the type of marketing that can sustain. It's just a trend without a good product itself.
Okay, and if I could add on to that, then I want to take the example of do you know the Jordans, the Nike Jordans? So they also have like a product that has a cult like following because they have like a story behind the product. Like what Jordan was essentially representing was Michael B. Jordan, right, the basketball player. So he's such a great basketball player that us people who don't even watch basketball know him. Okay, and the Jordans were representing the struggle that he went through and the struggle that black people went through to get to a position like that. So it had a sort of story behind it. But Labubus, they don't have any significance to it. Like wearing Jordans makes you seem like you know it. Like you know what I'm trying to say. Like you know the story, you know the struggle that Michael B. Jordan felt to get to that stage. So when you wear that, it's like back then, it was like you were representing that. But now Labubus, they're just there as vanity pieces and they don't even look pretty, in my opinion.
The
In
other
our opinion.
for real,
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah. Even I saw, bro, like when I saw on Reddit, I'm like very much on Reddit, okay? Like it's my
I
most
got a good
visited.
joke.
What?
They look like a bad quality Annabelle.
Bro, yeah, ew. Bro, they genuinely look like they'd scare children. I'm not even joking. And you know that this kind of oh no, it's related to Labubus only. Yeah. So you know that the thing, bro, outside the house they keep the Drishti Bomme, no? The
The
very
red,
scary looking ones.
the red
Yes, the
thing,
red
huh?
one. Instead of that, they should keep Labubus there, bro. They look exactly the
It'll
same.
be stolen, bro. Some man would want to sell that for a good price.
Yeah, 16,000 you're getting from it.
Hey,
Why
bro, we
wouldn't
can
you?
start one business. We'll take it
In
from
Labubus.
everyone. No, no, we'll take it from everyone's house, that red thing. And then we'll sell it. We'll be like limited edition.
Limited edition Labubus. Oh yeah, bro. And then so many people in college also I've seen they have like the Labubu keychains also.
They have. I feel like for these kind of products, it's like they're just there for the trend. A lot of fakes will be made, so you can't really tell. But
Yeah.
bro, I can tell you, I can assure you that the fake ones would have better quality than the original.
Yes, yes. I'm so sure, bro. So sure. And like I feel like people are coming
What if
like
we get like slandered for like saying stuff like this about a product?
why will we? It's just we're giving our opinion and we
It's
have
our
right to
opinion,
speech.
guys. We believe, comma, put
Yeah.
it before every line.
Yeah,
we say.
disclaimer. So then after that, I feel like people are coming victims to consumerism. Like for example, we saw the same thing with fidget spinners. They were like a huge thing back in 2016, but right now you see very less people using it. The whole reason of fidget spinners were people who couldn't keep still, people who were restless, right? They needed time to focus. People with ADHD,
She
people
used to
with
have some weird, she had one level thing in her pouch.
it's there. It's in my gym bag. Wait, I'll show you.
So technically, it's there for the same reason, right? I mean,
Yeah, I just keep it because it helps me focus in studying.
who
It's like
can't
when I'm
keep
studying.
still, who are restless.
Yeah, she keeps putting her hand on my knee because I keep like shaking it. Wait, I'll show you. It's just
Am I doing it because it's shaking?
yeah. This is the toy that I usually fidget with.
Okay, guys, continuing.
Huh. So then after that, that's what was I saying? Yeah, that's fidget spinners. They came in trend and they left so soon. That's what I'm trying to say is that Labubus also are going to seem like something like that. But they can also do a lot of things that could fix it. That Hanya will get to it. But yeah. Yeah.
Collector's dream or an unboxing nightmare. So apart from the fact that the quality is oh no, it's just this. It doesn't go back up, guys. Apart from that, the logistical part of this company is also kind of missing out. Like it's being dumb, like straight up dumb. Because people, whenever you purchase a high quality product, what is one thing that comes along with it? Good packaging.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you open like I know this is a very bad comparison, but then if you open a Gucci product, you see that it's in that dust bag and there's like that extra covering and the packaging looks so fancy and people, I think half of the people would just buy it for the experience of like unboxing it, or like you've seen a lot of unboxing videos that happen on the internet too, right? Like some people just earn revenue out of unboxing things. So in the same way, but they won't earn revenue if they do it with a Labubu because of the bad packaging that they have. So people have found like crushed bubble wrap, and then on top of that they have found like crushed pieces of like the Labubu itself. So you can see how the customers aren't very satisfied with the product they're getting. And apart from that, the issue over here is, let's say the customer send a complaint, right? Because any company would have customer service. So this let's say I'm Hania and she's yeah.
Oh really?
Let's say I'm Hania and she's a Labubu company ka
Pop Mart.
yeah, Pop Mart ka
Customer.
service ka manager or something, and then I send an email, bro, I didn't get my Labubu
Bro, I
pieces. I feel like people.
Bro, I didn't get my Labubu.
I feel like a person who would purchase a Labubu, no offense to whoever did, would actually type it like, bro, I didn't get it. So they would be like, I didn't receive it, or like it's come in broken pieces. Instead of actually refunding the person or doing anything to make them feel better, they would just write back an email, like probably not even an apologetic email, just an email saying that something happened on the way or something like that. Like they're not taking responsibility. So there's no brand loyalty on the long term. Like how many people do you think would recommend another person to buy a Labubu? Like people might get influenced by social media itself, but I don't think there's a spread of word. One more thing that could actually happen by grapevine among just consumers itself, right? they would actually tell them not to buy it. And I feel like overall, what I'm trying to say over here was that the logistics chain itself was a big nightmare.
So I just want to add on to what Hanya said. So I want to say that in marketing, there's this principle. Okay, it's like when your product is offering an experience to your customers. So what happens is no matter what your cost is, it's going to sell because it's offering that sort of experience to your customers, right? Like how Hanya said the Gucci bags. So they come in like a really pretty packaging and like they come with like a bag to store your product and stuff. So I feel like when you're selling an experience like that, it really doesn't matter the cost. For example, Impact mints.
No.
The mints, the small, they come in like a tin. You would have seen it.
Yeah.
Yes. See, so the Impact mints are about 150 rupees for like a few mints, the small box of mints. But why is it like that? See, it looks very premium, and you can reuse that box also, reuse that tin, and it's very like you can keep it inside also. So it gives an air of it's very premium to the consumer. So when they're carrying it, right? So now, who would you prefer? Would you see someone carrying some random double mint mints, or would you Impact mints? You would go for Impact mints just because they look good. And Impact mints also, what they did, they released like limited edition flavors and stuff like that, right? That are only there in certain regions or certain timings. So I feel like that's what Labubu could have done because even these mints are also like towards the premium part of the consumers, right? So they could have also done something like that, and they could have also worked on their marketing strategy that way.
What can Popmart do to actually save its downfall from here on? One is improving its packaging. The one thing that we've been talking for so long is better the quality control. Like how she spoke about damage control and gave such an elaborate briefing about it. Not elaborate briefing. That's an oxymoron.
Yeah, exactly.
She
Yeah.
she gave such an elaborate she gave elaborate points on it, guys, basically.
Okay.
So I don't want to repeat all of that. I just want to say that one thing they can still do is that improve their quality and have quality control over their packaging and the product itself. So people don't actually find broken pieces of the doll, which already look so haunted in their house. Okay. Then after that, they can improve their marketing techniques. Now, one thing that I've noticed is them not actually putting that much effort into the product or anything related to the company
Yes.
itself. It's basically the PR is just spreading because of social media. So apart from that, what they can do from their end is like start limited editions, right? So instead of having the same stuff, right, same stuff with different clothes and like stuff that is so repeated, people would not want to pay such a high price for it. Like, why do people buy luxury products? People buy luxury products because not many people have it. Correct? So that's the reason. That's why even Labubus should be made. There's any luxury product. So considering the price of this product itself, people will view it as a luxury commodity. So if they're trying to draw comparisons with actual products that have been that have lasted in the market for so long, that have the same price range or obviously different quality.
Yeah.
But like point is they have the reason they're sustaining in the market is because only few people buy it or only few people are able to afford to buy it. Now the thing with Labubu is that they should also start creating limited editions, but there should be diversity in the product line itself. So that's one point that I want to say. One more thing is the merch collabs. So Sanvi gave me this example about about the Nothing phone and these gully sneakers. So I'm not really a
Gully Labs.
Gully Labs.
Gully sneakers.
It's a sneaker company. You will eat all. See, guys.
But it's not Gully sneakers, just Gully Labs.
Okay, guys. So basically, I'm not a very shoes person. I can't tell the difference, guys. I mean, I wear shoes, but not sneakers. And Dia and Sami are the type of people who know everything about sneakers.
Gia.
And Dia, Sami. Basically, them. They know everything about the summer I turned pretty. They know everything about sneakers, and those two topics are something I don't know anything
Just
about.
because we were talking about it. Just because we were talking about it.
Didn't you just say it left me at a cliffhanger? I watched it. You all shouldn't watch it.
You should also watch it. Nobody's stopping you. Tahania topic.
Point is okay. So point is how Gali Labs and Nothing Phone had a collaboration done even Labubu can come like what is it called, Pop Mart can come up with like certain sort of collaborations, right? So that they can try to like achieve a certain target market. Let's say some or like they can collaborate with Mattel. Like I know there are two companies in the same product line, but like let's say they do something like that, or let's say they collaborate with like Disney or something for their marketing techniques, they would be at a much better position with their consumers, right? So what, for the example itself, what Nothing Phone and Gully Labs have done is that they've come up with this technique where they've come up with this program or something like that. If you all design sneakers, you all get like, and they accept the design and they are ready to produce it.
Can I
Then
explain it?
shut up. You told me this. They give 50,000 to the consumer.
This part was supposed to be mine, bro. I wrote it for me. That's why I wrote
See,
full
I
short
can't
form.
do sneakers, guys. You
I'll
can.
explain it.
Yeah, explain.
Okay. So basically, they because they oh okay.
Continue.
So they put out a competition saying that they put out based on the collab. So the nothing.
Bro, the amount of time. Speak in the mic because it's going to catch the background noise and it's going to sound bad. Bro, guys.
Then after that, what Hanya was trying to say was Gully Labs and Nothing came up with this collab. Okay, so what this collab basically did was they put out this statement or this reel saying that there's a competition of you designing the sneakers and we'll give you 50,000 if you win the competition and you get to design their sneakers. So it was for all the young designers of India who really want to diversify their portfolio, I want to say. So then what happened was that was a really good idea because it increases their UGC. So what UGC is user generated content. There's two types, paid and unpaid. So what user generated content means, the consumers or the people who are using your product, they'll make reviews or something. Even when you write a review on Amazon, that's UGC. That's user generated content where you're helping the brand grow, right? So that's UGC. So this is there was something else that they were doing was they put out saying that our consumers should get kind of design our sneakers. It also helps improve their relationship with their consumers.
So one thing I understood from this is that you might think that they're actually giving them 50,000 and it's just a competition. Then when you look at
The
the
bigger
bigger
picture.
picture, the if it's a good design and it gets sold out, they're probably going to sell so many sneakers and earn so much money out of it. And the person who actually designed it would hardly get any credit. They would just get a 50,000. So it's such a smart technique from the company itself to do this, because initially it makes the people feel engaged and involved who are doing the work that the company would have actually spent lakhs on, and they're actually also gaining the PR from this.
Yeah, exactly.
So be smart, Pop Mart.
Bro, new title idea. I'm gonna put that part in like a light bulb there. Be smart, Pop Mart.
Okay.
Pop Mart owned the collector moment, but with Labubus, but lost control when the moment demanded substance and not speed. Okay, they turned artistic toys into just viral tokens, right? And then they let delivery and fandom fatigue corrode that trust, and the trust that consumers and producers have within each other, or the brand and the consumers have with each other. I need two hands to explain. It's like I'm not able to explain with fingers. Yeah. So they corroded that trust that a brand and a producer, a brand and a consumer have with each other. So they just corroded that trust with like the stuff that they did, right? So that's not correct. Okay. And celebrity pushes can launch a cult, but consistency, that's what the Labubus that's what Pop Mart has to keep up. Consistency, not just having a sort of cult, right? That's what they need to keep them alive and not die.
The quality of this conclusion is very bad.
Oh yeah, anyway, so today we're going to talk about, like, those gremlin toys that have been around
Ugly
everywhere.
toys.
Hanya. Very, okay, maybe they work on the ugly.
They're just leaving us, man. I mean, we were partially
Can you
about
leave
to.
my sticky thing? We have to start the video
He's
again.
gonna throw it on us.
Bye bye.
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 Hey, before the video started, only they're leaving.
Bye bye. feel so lonely. Okay. I don't know what you're on. Please continue. Because I put it every day. I know how to put without mirror. No.
I don't know how to put with mirror.